Hi, hello, welcome back to my channel. Today topic is Indian Space Research Organization, ISRO, National Space Agency of India. ISRO. ISRO, it operates as primary research and development arm of Department of Space, DOS, which is direct overseen by Prime Minister of India, while Chairman of ISRO also acts as the executive of DOS. ISRO primarily responsible for performing task-related space-based operation, space exploration, international space cooperation, and development-based organization of related technologies. ISRO is one of the 6 government space agencies in world possess full launch capability, can deploy cryogenics agencies engine, can launch extraterrestrial mission and operate a large fleet of artificial satellite. ISRO, one of the 4 government space agencies to have soft landing capabilities. ISRO was previously known as Indian National Committee for Space Research, INCOSPAR, set up under the Jawaharlal Nehru suggestion of Dr. Vikram Sarabhai, 1962, recognizing need space research. INCOSPAR grew and became the ISRO in 1969 within Department Atomic Energy, DIA. In 1972, Government of India set up Space Commission and DOS bring ISRO under the establishment of ISRO. Those institution nationalized space research activities, Indian technology. It has since been managed by DOS, which also govern various other institutions in India, domain of astronomy and space technology. ISRO built India first satellite Aryabhata, which was launched by Soviet Space Agency Intercosmos in 1975. In 1980, ISRO launched satellite RS-1 on board SLV-3, making India 7th country capable for undertaking orbital launches. SLV-3 was followed by ASLV, which was subsequently succeeded by development of many medium lift launch vehicles, rocket engine, satellite system and network enabling and agency of launch, 100 of domestic and foreign satellite, various deep space mission, space exploration. ISRO was world's largest constellation of remote sensing satellite and operates GA, GAN and IRNSS, NAVIC satellite navigation system. It has sent 3 missions to Moon to 1 to Mars. ISRO programs have played a significant role in socio-economic development of India and have supported both civilian and military domains in various aspects, including disaster management, telemedicine and navigation and reconnaissance mission. ISRO spin-off technologies also have found many crucial innovation for Indian engineering and medical industry. History, formative year, modern space research in India can be traced to by 1920 when scientist S.K. Mitra conducted series experiments sounding ionosphere through the ground-based radio in Kolkata. Later, Indian scientists like C.V. Raman and the Magnus Saga contributed scientific principle applicable space science. After 1945, important developments were made in coordinated space research in India by 2 scientists, Vikram Sarabhai, founder of Physical Research Laboratory, Ahmedabad, and who established the Tata Institution Fundamental Research, Homi Bhabha, in 1945. Initial experiments space science include study cosmic radiation, high altitude and airborne testing, deep underground experimentation, coal mines, one of the deepest mining site in world, and studies upper atmospheric. These studies were done at research laboratories, university and independent location. In 1950, Department of Atomic Energy, DAE, who was found Bhabha as the secretary, provide funding space research throughout India. During this time, tests continued aspect meteorology and earth magnetic field topic had been studied in India. Is established of Kolaba Observatory in 1823. In 1954, the Aryabhata Research Institute, Abbreviational Science ARIES, was established. foothills of Himalayas. Rangpur Observatory was set up in 1957. Usmania University, Hyderabad. Space research was further encouraged. Government of India, 1957. Soviet Union launched Sputnik 1 and opened up possibility for the rest of world to conduct space launch. Indian National Committee for Space Research, INCO SPAR, was set up in 1962 by Prime Minister Jawaharlal Nehru on suggestion of Dr. Vikraman Sarabhai. Initially were no dedicated ministry space program under all activities. INCO SPAR relating to space technology continued to function with the DIE IOFS officer were drawn from Indian Ordnance Factory to harness their knowledge of and the propellants and advanced light material used to build rocket. HES Murthy, IOFS officer, was appointed the first director of Tumpa Equatorial Rocket Launching Station. Sounding rocket were fired in India, marking start upper atmospheric research in India and series of sounding rockets. Indigenous series sounding rocket named Rogini was subsequently developed and started undergoing launch from 1965 onwards. Vaman Dattaria Badvardhan, another IOF officer, developed propellant for the rocket. 1970 and 1980s, under the government of Indira Gandhi, INCO SPR was suppressed by ISRO. Later in 1970, Space Commission of Department Space DOS were set up. Overseas space technology development in India, especially ISRO, was brought under DOS institution, nationalizing space research in India. Foreign India space program existing from India joined Soviet Intercosmos program for space cooperation rocket and got first satellite Aryabhata in orbit through Soviet rocket. Effort to develop orbital launch vehicles began after mastering sounding rocket technology. Concept was developed launcher capable, providing sufficient velocity of mass 35 kg, 77 IB, enter low Earth orbit. Took 7 years for ISRO develop satellite launch vehicle capable for to putting 40 kg, 88 IB into 400 km, 250 mi orbit on SLV launch bed, ground station, tracking network, radars and other communication. Were set up launch campaign. The SLV first launch 1977 carried Rogin technology payload, could not inject satellite into desert orbit. It was followed by successful launch 1980s carrying Rogin Series 1 satellite, making India 7th country to reach Earth orbit after USSR and US, France, UK, China and Japan. RS-1 was third Indian satellite reach orbit, and Bhaskara had been launched from USSR in 1977. 9. Effort to develop medium lift launch vehicle capable putting 600 kg, 1300 IB class spacecraft into 1000 km, 620 mi sun synchronous Earth orbit already begun in 1978. They would later led to development of PSLV. SLV-3 later had 2 more launches before discontinuation. 1983, ISRO Liquid Propulsion System Center LPSC was set up in 1985, started working on one more powerful engine because based upon the French Viking. 2 years later, facility to test liquid fueled rocket engine were established and development and testing of various rocket engine began. Thrusters. At the same time, another solid fueled rocket augment satellite launch vehicle based upon SLV-3 was being developed and technologies to launch satellite into geostationary orbit GTO. SLV has limited success and multiple launch failure. It was soon discontinued alongside technology for Indian National Satellite System, a communication satellite and Indian Remote Sensing Program or Earth Observation Satellite were developed and launches from overseas initiated. The number of satellites eventually grew and the system were established among the largest satellite constellation in the world with multi-band communication, radar imaging, optical imaging and meteorological satellite. 1990s. The arrival PSLV 1990s became major boost for the Indian space program with the exception of first flight in 1994. Two partial exception flight later PSLV had streak or more than 50 successful flight. PSLV enabled India launch at the low Earth orbit satellite small payload at GTO, hundreds of foreign satellites along with the PSLV flight development new rocket geosynchronous satellite launch vehicle. GSLV was going on. India tried to obtain upper stage cryogenic engine from Russia Gloxoma but was blocked by the US from doing. As a result, KVD-1 engine were imported from Russia under new agreement which had limited success under the project to develop indigenous cryogenic technology launched in 1994. Taking 2 decades reach fulfillment of new agreement was signing with Russia for 7 KVD cryogenic stage and ground mock-up stages and no technology transfer instead of 5 cryogenic stages along with technology and design the earlier agreement. These engines were used initial flights and were named GSLV Mk-1. ISRO was under US government transaction between 6 May 1992 to 6 May 1994 after the United States refused to help the Indian Global Positioning System GPS technology during the Kargil War. ISRO was promoted to develop own satellite navigation system IRNS, which is now expanding further 21st century. In 2003, when the China sent human to space, Prime Minister Adal Bihari Vajpayee urged scientists to develop technologies to land human on the moon. The program for lunar planetary crewed mission were started. ISRO launched Chandrayaan-1 in 2008. Personally, the first probe verified the presence of water on the moon. And the Mars Orbiter mission 2013, first Asian spacecraft entered Martian orbit, making India first country to succeed at the first attempt. Subsequently, cryogenic upper stage GSLV rocket became operational, making India sixth country to have full launch capability. A new heavier lift launcher LV-M3 was introduced in 2014 for heavier satellite and future human space mission. On 23 August 2023, India achieved first soft landing extraterrestrial body, become the first nation successfully land spacecraft near lunar space pole, south pole with ISRO Chandrayaan-3 third moon mission, India moon mission Chandrayaan-3 monocraft saw in the successful soft landing. Mooncraft successfully soft landing of Vikram lander at 6:04 pm IST 12:34 GMT near the Little Explored region of Moon in world first for any space program. India successfully launched first sun probe Aditya L1 abroad PSLV on September 2. Agency logo. ISRO did not have official logo until 2002. One adapted consists of orange arrow shooting upward with the attached with two blue color satellite panel with name of ISRO written, two set of text in orange color Devanagari on the left and blue color English Prakrita type face on the right. Goals objective. Vikram Sarabhai first chairperson of INCOSP ISRO. Presidious organization at the National Space Agency India. ISRO purpose is the pursuit of all space-based application with research, reconnaissance and communication. Undertake design of development space rocket and satellite in undertakes of explore upper atmosphere deep space exploration mission. ISRO also incubated Technology India private space sector boosting its growth. On the topic important space program India developing nation Vikram Sarabhai INSCO PAR chair said 1969 to use the no ambiguity of purpose. We do not have the fantasy of competing with the economically advanced nation in the exploration the moon. Plans are manned space flight, but we are convinced that we are play meaningful role of nationally community nation. We must second none of the application of advanced technology real problem of man and society which we find our country, and we should not application sophisticated technologies and method analysis to our program not be confused with the impacting on grandiose scheme whose primarily impacted so rather than progress measured hard economic and social term. Former President India and Chairman of DRDO APJ Abdul Kalam very many individuals with myopic vision questioned the relevance of space activities. Newly independent nation with the finding difficult to feed propulsion, but neither Prime Minister Nehru nor Professor Sardar had any ambiguity purpose to. Their vision was very clear. Indian were to play meaningful role in the country. Community of the nation, they must second to none of the application advanced technology to the real life problem. They had no intention using merely means displaying our might. India economic program has made a space program more visible and active as the country aims greater full self-reliant space technology. In 2008, India launched as many 11 satellites including 9 from other countries and went to one of the become the first nation to launch 10 satellites on the one rocket. ISRO has put in operation of two major satellite systems, Indian National Satellite System INSAT Communication Service and Indian Remote Sensing Program IRS Satellite Managed Natural Resource Organization Structure and Facilities managed by DOS, which is itself falls under the authority of Space Commission and managing following agency Institute of Indian Space Research Organization ISRO. Antrix Corporation, the marketing arm of ISRO, Bangalore, Physical Research Laboratory, PRL, Ahmedabad, National Atmospheric Research Laboratory, NARL, Kadanki in Andhra Pradesh. New Space India Limited Commercial Wing, Bangalore, Northeastern Space Application Center, NESSC, Umayam, India Institute of Space Science and Technology, IIST, Thiruvananthapuram, India Space University, Research Facility, Vikram Sarabhai Space Center, Thiruvananthapuram, the largest ISRO base in also main technical center of the venue development SLV3, ASLV and PSLV series. Base support of TERLS and Rohini sounding rocket program. It is also developing JSLV series liquid propulsion system center Thiruvananthapuram and Bangalore. LPSC handle design, development, testing and implementation liquid propulsion control. Packages liquid stage, liquid engine for launch vehicle and satellites. The testing of this system largely conducted IPRC at Madanagiri. The LPSC Bangalore also producer Precision Transducer Physical Research Laboratory, Ahmedabad, Solar Planetary Physics, Infrared Astronomy, Geocosmophysics, Plasmophysics, Astrophysics. Archaeology and hydrology are some of branches of study. This institute also operates the observatory at Udaipur, National Atmospheric Research Laboratory, Tirupati. Then NARL carries our fundamental applied research in atmospheric and space science, Space Application Center, Ahmedabad. SAC deals with the various aspects of practical use of space technology among field research. The SAC are geodesy, satellite-based telecommunication surveying, remote sensing, meteorology, environment monitoring. The SAC also operates Delhi Earth Station, which is located Delhi and used demonstration of various SATCOM experiment additional normal SATCOM operation. Northeastern Space Application Central, Shillong providing development support to Northeast undertaking specific application project using remote sensing, GIS, satellite communication and conducting space science research, test and facilitators. Antrix Corporation Limited Commercial Wing set up the marketing arm of ISRO. Antrix job promote product, service and technology development by ISRO. New Space India Limited Commercial set up marketing spin-off technologies, tech transfer through industry interference and scale up industry participation in space program. Space Technology Incubation Center. ISRO has opened Space Technologies Incubation Center STIC, Premier Technology University in India, which will incubate startup bullet application and products in tandem with the industry and would be used for future space mission. STIC will bring industries, academic and ISRO under one of the umbrella of contribute towards research and development RD. Initiative relevant to the Indian Space Program STIC are the National Institute of Technology Agartala servicing East region, National Institute of Technology Jalandhar for North region and National Institute of Technology Tiruchirappalli as the South region of the India. Advanced Space Research Group Similar to NASA, Caltech operates Jet Propulsion Laboratory ISRO, Indian Institute of Space Science and Technology implement joint working framework in 2021 wherein ISRO will approve all short, medium and long-term space research project common interest between two written advanced space research group ASRC formed IAST under the guidance of EOC will give full access to ISRO facility. This was done with the aim to transforming IIST into premier space research and engineering institute with the capability of leading future space exploration mission of the ISRO. Director of Space Situational Awareness Management reduce dependency of North America Aerospace Defense Command NORAD for space situational awareness and protect the civilian military asset. ISRO setting up the telescoping and radar 4 location to cover each direction of Leh, Mount Abu and Ponmudi were selected station of telescoping and radar that will cover northwest South Indian territory. Last one of the will be northeast India to cover entire east region. Satish Dhawan Space Center at Sriharikota already support multi-object tracking radar MOTR. All the telescope and radar will be come under the Director of Space Situational Awareness and Management DSSAM in Bangalore. It will collect tracking data on inactive satellite and will also perform research active debris removal, space debris modeling and mitigations. For yearly warning, ISRO began rupees 400 crore 4 billion US dollar 53 million project called Network for Space Object Tracking and Analysis NETR will help country track atmospheric entry, intercontinental ballistic missile ICBM, anti-satellite weapon and other space-based attack. All the radar and telescope will be connected through NETRA. The system will support remote scheduled operation. NETRA will follow Interagency Space Debris Coordination Committee IISDCC and United Nations Officer for Outer Space Affairs UNOSA guidelines. The objective of NETRA to track object at the